if you clicked on this video thinking she's been doing Invisalign for a really long time now, surely she must be done, then no, I am not, and you are mistaken. This is not that update, sadly, but a lot has happened since the last update I shared, so I figured it was time for a new one. I'm gonna share all the things that have been done to my teeth, and I'm gonna explain why I'm not done and the process and the plan sort of going forward. If you have been following my Invisalign journey, or even if you just saw the last update, you might already be able to tell that quite a few things have happened, but let me take out the trays and I'll show you. The most obvious thing, and the one thing I'm the most excited about, I got almost all my attachments removed. I have one left on that canine there. Oh my gosh, when I got these off, I just couldn't stop looking at it because it looked so much better. It can kind of be a little bit difficult to see what the results are really going to be like when you have so many attachments because they're really big and clunky. I didn't really think it was going to be that big of a difference, but I felt like my teeth immediately looked a lot better, which makes sense, but you just don't think about it. That one there is the only one left, and that will be fine. They actually had to take it off and put on a new one because, as I mentioned, I was going to get refinements, and when I got those trays they also removed all the attachments on the bottom row. I'm gonna show you. It's done. So they removed all the attachments on the bottom row, and I don't wear any trays or anything on there, so now it's just the top row. But and I got quite a few questions about this when I've mentioned it, but I have a wire put on behind my teeth here. I've tried to film close-ups of that. It is very difficult. A wire sounds really sort of drastic and everything. Please excuse the sort of cutaway clips here. It looks horrible, but I mean, I'm just trying to show you what it looks like. So it's roughly like from here and all the way there. And that is supposed to keep my teeth in line, and I don't have to sleep with an aligner or anything. That's supposed to be it. The process was pretty easy to put it on. It felt a bit weird, like my tongue was a bit sore the first 2, maybe 3 days, and now I never think about it. I've just forgotten that it's there. Obviously the main thing that I find a little bit not great is that I can't use flossing between those teeth because the wire is behind there, and my orthodontist told me to just brush, but I still use a toothpick. He told me not to because the wire could come off, but I can't help it, I just have to. So that is kind of like what's not so great about it, but it is, if you've started Invisalign, I'm sure you will know the first few days it feels really strange to have the trays in your mouth, and then slowly you just forget that they're there, and I feel like it's the same with the wire. I'm supposed to have one on the upper row as well once I'm done. I'll talk more about that later. The process of having the attachments removed, I'm a little bit worried to talk about this because I don't want to scare people. I know that a lot of people have pain with Invisalign, and a lot of you have commented and told me you have a lot of pain, and I feel so bad for you. So I'm not trying to like scare you or anything, and sort of when I looked around online I don't see that other people have the same experience as me, but removing the attachments has been the most painful part of the entire process. That was not fun. That was not fun. I don't know if I just have very sensitive teeth or what it was, but I also just had so many of them, so 23, and I had all of them removed and then this one put back on. And when they put this back on, obviously they cure it with the blue light, whatever. That felt painful even, and I normally never notice that, but my teeth were so sore that that felt painful. That was not great. I even did it like in 2 sittings, which I think helped. So I did the bottom row first and then I did the wire, and because the refinements hadn't come yet, so they couldn't sort of just remove the top row as well, I had to keep wearing the same liner I had, waiting for the refinement. So I think that helped. The second time I went in, I took some painkillers and I was a little bit more prepared. It's just the cold water and everything, I really didn't like it. From what I see online. Other people have no pain with it, or a lot of people have absolutely no pain with it, and it's just the noise that seems annoying because obviously they're filing it off. A lot of people seem to not have an issue with that, so just keep that in mind. You might not maybe have like a plan of having some sort of painkiller. That was definitely my least favorite part of the journey so far, but after they were gone, obviously it was great seeing my teeth look like teeth again, and it just helped so much to get the attachments off, especially when I have the aligners in. It's a lot harder to see them when you don't have attachments. Like, I finally understand why they call it Invisalign, because it is not really invisible when you have so many attachments, but now it's much harder to see even when I have these in. Only like the canine here is kind of ruining the illusion that I don't have anything on. The main thing that refinement process was going to do was lift these two center teeth. So I did the 7 aligners of the refinement. Maybe you can see from the last update that they are a little bit higher and the gap here has closed a little bit. So they did work a little bit, just not fully, and I'm just being picky. I just feel like I've spent so much money and so much time doing this and a little bit of pain, so I don't want to sort of give up right before I get the perfect result that I want. So I went back in and I said, I don't like this gap, I don't like, they're still not high enough up. So that is what we're doing, and I encourage you to sort of be brave and go in and say when you're not happy as well. And I know a lot of you have asked me about pricing and everything, and I really strongly recommend that you talk to your provider about this when you go in for the consultation. Ask them everything, like how much is every single step of the process going to cost you. So I paid for 2 things. I paid for the consultation where they also did a scan of my teeth and everything. I came back a bit later to see the sort of result they could hopefully give me, and then when I said yes, I want to go ahead, I paid the entire amount, and then there is nothing more for me to do these extra scans and extra refinement trays. And when my teeth weren't tracking, that was fine. I didn't have to pay anything extra, which I'm really happy about. I feel like you spent so much on this in every single way that you shouldn't have to, at the end of your treatment, have to stop it early because they charge extra for the refinements, or in any case you should be aware that that is going to cost you extra. And I think from what I can see, this varies between like practices, so just ask. That would be my recommendation for that. But thankfully I haven't had to pay anything extra. Obviously when I did the refinement process number 2, which this is my first tray, then they did a new scan, both upper and lower. I don't know why they did the lower, because it's technically done, but they did that. I have 6 aligners that I'm supposed to do now, and hopefully these are going to move a little bit more up. After 3 aligners, I'm going to go in and I'm going to have the filing between these 2 teeth. I am very worried about what that is going to look like, to be honest, and I expressed as much. I'm just hoping it's going to be fine. I don't know why it's necessary, but apparently it is. But these need to come up a little bit. Not much, we're talking very, very small amounts. But one of the main reasons, obviously it just looks better that they're all sort of in line. The second reason is that they are planning on putting a wire behind the teeth on the upper row as well. This is a little bit difficult to explain without showing, but essentially if my front teeth are too low, the wire will come further down, and then I will hit the wire with my bottom row of teeth and obviously break the wire probably fairly quickly. So they're trying to lift the teeth a little bit and making sure that I don't actually bite on the wire. I'm having more checkups for this refinement process. The last one, I just had one at the start and one at the end, and I really just spend a lot of time looking at it, especially towards the end. I would say don't obsess over things at the start of the process, but at the end you need to really think about what do you like here and what do you feel like is not really reaching the results that you were promised, so you can fix it now and not when they put on the wire, because it's gonna be a bit late then. I think that would be it. I haven't really done an update throughout the first refinement process. I have these longer periods of time where not really that much is happening, so I prefer to just show you when there is actually something to show. I will link the playlist I made with everything. See if you've missed any updates. You can also check that for future updates. I have everything Invisalign related in that playlist. That's all for now. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next update. Let's all keep our fingers crossed that that is going to be the one where I'm finally done. I'm very close though. I feel like I'm very close.